Hello, everyone. Welcome to Overtalks, for our Overwatch podcast. I have a special guest with me tonight named Stanley Cheeseburger. Say hello, Stanley.
Hello.
Yep, that is him. So tonight we're doing a double whammy of sorts where we are reviewing the recent trailer that dropped for Overwatch 2, as well as discussing our thoughts on it, as discussing multiple things about it, and then we're moving on to the second subject, the main subject of the night, secondary subject being unfun to fun characters in Overwatch. So, starting with the trailer, we got the trailer up on both of our sides. If you want to watch with us, so we know what we're talking about, it's the the release date reveal of Overwatch 2. Came out a few days ago. You're gonna start it. You ready, Stanley?
Yep.
If we find something interesting, you can either pause it or I can pause it and just say pause, and we'll discuss it. So 3, 2, 1. I wonder what poor saps and poor Chinese children they paid out to voice act this scene.
What? Are you making fun of the children in the beginning?
Yeah.
That's a reference to the first, animatic about the children with the child with the brace on, not the brace, the I don't even know what it's called. What? God.
Pause. So I'm pausing right here, where like Reinhardt just did a smash at. What I wanted to point out is that I find it just like the new designs of the characters are just nice. Unpause. Okay, so pause again. I know I just said unpause, but pause again. So we get a first close-up shot of the Junker Queen, and from what it looks like is so the Junker Queen is supposed to be a tank, right? Stanley?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know much about
Okay.
Overwatch 2.
Well, she's supposed to be a tank. It looks like she has like a long rifle almost. It's like a long rifle with an axe that she's pulling back. Um, a lot of speculations going around right now what that axe could be, like what the range is. I'm just trying to think, like, in terms of first impressions, it makes me think, like, is it going to be like Roadhog's hook where she can throw it out and bring people back to her, or... Anyways, on pause. Okay, so we see that she can... okay, pause. So, what it looks like is that her melee and, like, her gun in her melee, it almost seems like her gun doesn't have a whole lot of knockback, but does a shitload of damage when you fire it. And she has like a spinning attack where she can like spin to the enemy, spread them out, like cut down the middle sort of thing.
Yeah. It seems more of like a push type of weapon, to me at least, more than a defense.
What I would find interesting is she able to hook like Roadhog? Is she able to throw it and like hit somebody with it? Because obviously it's like she's able to like take it back some. So my thought is we already have Roadhog as a hook for characters. What if we had her hook to be able to penetrate shields? Like what if it was like a pure damage dealer that could like penetrate shields and armor and shit?
Well, then that would just throw Roadhog almost out
No,
completely.
no, 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 no. I don't mean it attaches to somebody. What I mean is, so Roadhog can hook somebody, stun them completely, and then bring them back to kill them. What I mean is that hers would be able to throw like an axe through a shield and it hits somebody for damage, but she just brings the axe back. That's it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That would be a cool idea. Really would.
If it could go through shields or something. If not, if not even going through shields, like you throw it, it stays in somebody, it's dealing damage over time, and she can like whiz it back whenever she wants. Although this gives me like Thor hammer vibes, if that makes sense. Like he holds up his hands.
That's what I was thinking at first whenever I saw it, but
Continue, unpause. Showing off Doomfist. Wait, hold on. I need to back up a few seconds. Okay, it's just a Roadhog skin. No worries. I thought that was someone else because it looks completely different.
another person.
Okay. So, we're still going. Nice, showing all the push stuff. I like all the new skins, all the new looks. They look nice. Pause at the fox.
Yeah,
Apparently this is... So, when I look at this, and when I paused it, okay? And if I just run it back a few seconds. And I'm going to play this in slow motion. Playback speed 05. Still not slow enough. Sorry, I'm trying to... Okay, so we have Zarya going through... I don't know if the fox is a new character, or if it's just an update to a map.
It's no. So what it is, it's a Hanzo thing. So you know how Hanzo had his his recon. If
Yeah.
you see, if you play it like on the final frame, you can see Hanzo walking over it with a few other people, and it also has that like blue, like you know how the dragons had the blue for the that's what I see that as. It's correlating to a Hanzo spirit animal type of thing.
So maybe... So, here's my first guess. Maybe it's an update to the map or something, or a new game mode. Or, if it... Well, we'll go with pure optimism and say it is a new character with a fox spirit. Maybe of the Shimada family, who knows? Be nice to see. If not, and it's just a map update, still a nice thing. I think Ghostly Fox map would be a very nice touch to the one district map or whatever it is, the market, I think. And it was unpaused from there. Liking all the abilities showing off, reses and all that good jazz. Showing off the nice graphics. I like the new looks of the characters. They look phenomenal. Okay, so we were somewhat correct that the... Hold on. So pause. I'm pausing at the Junker Queen. So... It seems like her, axe is her main weapon.
No, that's not what I see it as. It's her axe is all of her abilities is what I see it.
Because her freeze frame is like her axe being shown as like she's coming in with her axe. So, I guess the thing that it makes me think of is like her gun is maybe it's a split between the two. Maybe it's like her axe.
Well,
because like what I'm thinking right now is that her gun has some kind of ability, maybe like a burst shot or something, and some alt fire, and her axe has an ability where she can charge forward, and it surrounds her, or she could like swing it at someone or throw it or something.
I'm seeing this as a Doomfist thing, where his his active, always constant weapon is like his 4 shots out of his left hand, but his big abilities is his fist, like on his right arm. I see that is what's going on here with the Junker Queen.
Mm,
Her axes are her abilities, while she has a gun to use, so she's not only using abilities.
wouldn't that be more comparable to Roadhog though, where it's like her gun is her main with a maybe like a side ability, like an offshoot shot, and then her axe has itself tied to an ability. I don't know. It'll be interesting, and because she's supposed to be a tank, what makes me think is she's supposed to be a brawl dive, like a brawly tank that gets up in your face, fucking your shit up really close,
Yeah.
and dive in the sense that I don't see her playing a lot with shields. She just seems a little bit too movement active for that, if that makes sense.
Or she could be used as a push. Like, you can have a Reinhardt
So
walking
like
up.
so like a brawly push kind of tank.
Yeah. Like, I don't see her really working that well on defense as compared to attack. She is someone that you push with and
So
you are
kind of
aggressive with.
so kind of like a ball, or like you.
Like a ball, but with the abilities of a Roadhog and way more effective than a ball.
Okay, there's a second trailer that I want to take a look at. I just found it. It's the Junker Queen's release trailer. So I figured we'd take a look at this together. Okay, you got
I've
it?
got it pulled up.
5, 4, 3, 2. Hold on a minute. Yeah, 1, go. Meet the Overwatch newest hero. Ooh. Okay, so it is like a Thor hammer.
Yeah.
Fucking craze.
Though I am liking the new hero.
Design is phenomenal.
Yeah, they put a lot of work into this, and it's showing.
Okay, it's like the dome that we go into to push the payload is an actual arena, not just some random fucking thing. That's nice to see.
It's a nice touch.
I'm getting Borderlands vibes.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, like, the dude on the
Literal
left is one of the
Borderlands
psychos.
vibes. Oh my god.
I was thinking the dude on the left was one of the psychos.
Okay, pause for a moment. This guy's in a mech. The Junker King.
Yeah.
I see him being a potential, like, another hero to come out.
Well, either that or he is going to be a part of an event.
I can see that.
Like, they have him as a boss battle. All the, mercenaries got to get together and deal with the Junker King.
Fair enough. Okay, so it's her against all three of them. To be continued. Bullshit. God damn it. God damn it, Blizzard. Really?
Well, obviously, we can infer that if she's in Overwatch, she won.
Yeah. Because we hear her voice lines in the in Junkertown about if you bring Junkrat to there and you play as Junkrat, she actively over the intercom complains that Junkrat's back. Like, the fuck are you doing here? You're not allowed here.
I mean, if you saw in the beginning of it, Junkrat was there.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he was one of the people billing.
Hold on.
I'll try and find it.
No, I need to look for this too.
It's 25 seconds. He's the dude smack dab in the middle. And the reason you can tell that's him is, one, the spiky hair, but two, if you listen for the boo, it's Junkrat's voice, spot on. 23.
Oh, I see it. I see his hair. I see his little tire there.
Yeah, and Roadhog's right on the right there. I didn't notice that. Junkrat and Roadhog.
Yeah, because Junkrat got kicked out of Junkertown for explosives and being a general nuisance.
Shocker.
Roadhog left with him.
What?
Didn't Roadhog leave with Junkrat?
No, he got kicked out with Junkrat. because
Um,
he worked with Junkrat.
fair enough. Okay, so because we already know she survives the fight, I want to see some excellent. I hope there's voice interactions between the three.
God, there better be.
Oh, there better fucking be.
Like, it would be a completely missed opportunity if they didn't.
I know, right?
Because not a lot of people care about Overwatch lore, but the interactions themselves, to the people who do care, not only mean a lot, but they can be pretty funny.
I know what you mean. So, now it's time. Hold on a moment.
You know, I'm starting to realize that this. I mean, it really doesn't mean much, but if Junkrat and Roadhog are in this arena, that this means this is happening before
Yeah, it's
Junkrat
prequel stuff.
and
It's
Roadhog.
prequel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before Junkrat and Roadhog got kicked out.
Which is, always nice to see, since Junkrat and Roadhog surprisingly have, just like Zenyatta, gotten zero character development.
Yeah, they
I,
could have
oh
done
my
so
god,
much with Junkrat.
I hope so fucking badly they give Zenyatta something, because the only thing Zenyatta has right now, the only thing Zenyatta has is, oh, he was brother to Mandata, and he helped Genji get over his shit between robots and being a cyborg. That's it. If Genji wasn't there, literally, it's my brother died and was important to
The
the
end.
plot. Hooray!
They could have done so much with Junkrat. They didn't even. Well, Roadhog is obviously there along the ride, but they could have done so much more with Junkrat, and probably made a lot off it. Probably gotten more of a fan base because he's such a chaotic character that you could plop him in any situation and it would make sense. Like, you
Sort
don't
of.
gotta worry about story development because no matter what you do, you can stick it together.
Yeah, he's kind of like the, I don't know, he reminds me of 50s Joker from Batman. Just there for the fun and games.
Yeah, just messing around.
Now, with that said, we've gotten past the original stuff, so if you only came here to see the Overwatch 2 stuff, we're done discussing that. Now moving on to fun versus unfun mechanics and characters to play or play against in Overwatch. Starting out, let's walk through the roster. So, these are just our upfront opinions of, each character, and then we'll get into like each of the like stuff after that, more specifics. So, Diva, fun or unfun?
God, she is such an unfun person to play against. Like, to play as, I mean, yeah, but to play against, considering that I play people like Reinhardt and Hanzo if I'm on DPS or Reaper, she just negates most of my attacks. I can't
Really,
really do it.
Reaper? Because like you can crit shot her on Reaper really easy.
Yeah, but like whenever I'm up close, I can't really hit her because of her defense matrix. And not only when she is using her defense matrix, she can use her E, which is her
Defense matrix
bucket.
doesn't block bullets, though.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
I thought it didn't.
It does.
I thought it only blocked projectiles.
It deletes projectiles, but it does block bullets.
I need to look this up.
Dude, I swear it blocks bullets. Either that or I have poor accuracy, but I swear it blocks bullets.
No, it doesn't block bullets. Defense matrix field of D.Va emits will block most projectiles in Overwatch. Does not block bullets.
What?
So
For the longest time,
no.
I thought that it worked like that.
No, it doesn't block bullets. It only blocks projectiles. So quite literally, Reaper. I was gonna say Reaper is a really good counter to D.Va because even if D.Va gets in the face of the Reaper can like 4-shot her to death because her crit box is right in front of Reaper's reticle. She doesn't have to aim at the head or anything or any of that jazz. It's right in the middle of your screen, and if you shoot her once, it like chops off like a fourth of her health.
I'm still in disbelief that it doesn't block bullets. For the longest time, I thought it worked like that because I would just stand there and hold it and not take any damage, but I guess they just weren't shooting at me. Well, now hang on. Why can't it block Soldier's Tactical Visor? Or Reaper's Death Blossom? Or McCree's Deadeye?
I can't block McCree's Deadeye.
It says it right here.
Right where? Show me your link.
On it. It also says that it blocks, okay, this one I don't believe, Maze Blizzard. But it says it can block, Roadhog's Whole Hog.
I'm looking through the list right now. Okay, I'm sorry. It can block bullets.
Yes, and see? I know it. There's no way that it does not block bullets because I will be in a D.Va's face blasting and it will not kill.
Okay, but like here's the thing though, like even if that happens, Matrix only lasts for like a couple seconds. And generally speaking, you can always out damage that force just because like you do so much damage as Reaper, and on the crit shot to the face, it's awful.
But then there's also teammates that come in.
Yeah, that's where things get dicey.
Like I get my bullets blocked by her defense matrix, and then while she's using the matrix,
I'd say, in my opinion, D.Va's unfun to play. I don't play a lot of D.Va. I don't like playing D.Va. She just feels wrong in every way. Honestly, D.Va feels like a tank. Literally, it feels like I'm trying to do tank controls on the tank roll. I know, weird, but it's like
shocker.
It's bad It's like RTS. Very, very bad tank controls from like the PlayStation era. We're talking stiff as fuck PlayStation controls on a modern character in a DPS, not in a tank role. It just feels so fucking awful.
I don't feel the same about that.
Okay.
I feel that D.Va is fun to play just because you can mess with people.
Orisa, I love playing her. She's fun to play. I don't think she's... I'd say she's pretty fun to play against. Like, you can kill her really consistently, pretty fast. She can block, and if she's paired up with a Rein, there's an issue because you can just keep swapping shields. But Orisa on her own, or even with teammates, not hard to kill, not hard to take care of. She's pretty susceptible to focus fire and extremely susceptible to just most forms of damage. Most hit scans can shred her down pretty fast. Your
I would
thoughts?
agree. I I like playing Orisa. I also like playing against her.
I don't think she's broken anymore.
I never. Well, I haven't been playing for very long, but I
Uh,
personally have
I
not.
want you. I want you to imagine something with me for a moment.
I am terrified.
Imagine that your halt, so your fortifier, right? Imagine that did regen on you and would heal you, and had twice the amount of damage resistance. You couldn't be CC'd in it, and you basically were just a walking battleground. Also, her rate of fire was a lot faster. She had a shorter clip, but her shield had twice as much health, was on a shorter cooldown, and her pull could pull you from the same meter in depth as a hog hook.
So she was broken.
Very broken. It was a 10-meter pull. So imagine half the hog hook distance, and it can just pull you. You could be like, in like Eichenwald where the bridge is?
Yeah.
If you threw your pull at the very far side of that wall, where like the back wall is, when you're coming up an attack, right behind you that wall, and you're in front of the bridge, you get pulled all the way back. That's how broken it was. So you could throw it up in the sky, have a fair ult, yank her out of her ult, and then oh
I
god.
I would say Orisa, fun to play against because it gives you a decent challenge. Fun to play as because you're genuinely contributing.
I think we
Unlike
can both
some
agree on the
other
next one
teams.
just really quickly. Fun to play against. Reinhardt.
Yeah. Well, it depends if it's a good Reinhardt. If it's a
Roadhog
good Reinhardt.
Roadhog is fun to play, but not so fun to play against.
For me, I would say fun to play. Definitely not fun to play against.
Roadhog's in this weird category of he is he has a lot of flaws, but he has so many strengths that if you're not taking advantage of those weaknesses at every waking moment, or your whole team isn't against him, it's not going to do very much. Roadhog feels like one of those characters where he's only an issue if you don't have like three hard counters against him. But I don't know, it's so weird because like Roadhog has the instant kill potential with his hook and his high DPS, but his like the spread on his gun is awful. Like unless you're like up his ass with his gun, you're not gonna be killing very much up close. And if you didn't hook something, you're probably not gonna be killing it. Even with his like condensed shot, it still does decent damage, but it's not much of a help. It just condenses your shot overall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a mess. He's fun to play against, but also not fun to play or play against. It's so weird.
I would say for me, just baseline, fun to play, not fun to play against.
Next up is Sigma. Sigma's inoffensive at most.
He can go fuck himself. That's what.
You don't like him?
I don't like him. I try to learn him. I can play him all right,
Okay,
but
so you're used to playing Reinhardt and Orisa where you don't really have to manage very much. The most you have to manage is where you put your shield, and that's about it. Sigma has to balance his shield with his rock, with his absorption, where he's positioned, what he's doing at all times.
it's not even just learning him. It's that whenever you have a Sigma on the other team, they are always good, no matter what. You cannot tell me otherwise.
No,
They
I
can play the
can
game
I
for
can
hours on
I
end.
can tell you otherwise. So you want to know why that is? Because Sigma So think of it like this. So every tank has their abilities, right? And some are utility and some are for like damage or blocking or doing better at their job, right?
I suppose.
All of Sigma's abilities are utility based. The absorption depends on if people are shooting at you. The rock is completely utilitarian. It does do damage, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, and it's a stun, so it's a utility. And his shield you could consider a utility as well, because it's not very big, doesn't have a lot of health, and it breaks really easy. And it's only meant to be put out for a little bit, block a few things, take it back in, have it recharged, back in, back out. A lot. You kind of play it like Brig almost, where you're only using it to take minute bits of damage to help you push forward.
We're not even gonna start on Brig yet.
And so, no, we're not starting there yet. And so, that's kind of how you gotta play him. I'd say Sigma's fun to play. I don't think he's fun to play against for a lot of people though, because he has so much utility. He can stay in the fight for years on end if he plays his cards right. If he blocks just enough damage, he can absorb just enough damage to make enough shields. He can stun one person. He has a lot of utility, but if you can't use that utility correctly, he's pretty shit.
He's bullshit. Moving on.
No, he's not that much bullshit. Winston, I don't think is very fun to play, and he's not fun. He's not fun to play, and he's okay to play against. He's really easy to play against. He's not very fun to play though.
I would say fun to play as,
No.
not fun to play against, depending on who you are.
Honestly speaking, though, I have no issue with Winston because, like, if you're say he dives the backline, if you have an Ana or a Moira or a Zenyatta, you can discord him as the Zen and then pop him twice in the head and he's low. You can sleep him as Ana and just walk away. And if you're Moira, you can just your absorption out heals his damage, like your regen. He doesn't do enough to be able to kill you fast enough.
Yeah.
He's just kind of meh. I don't know. Winston is, I feel, really. He's a subject to power creep. He doesn't have enough health to be able to survive when he dives in. His shield doesn't have enough health to be able to survive after he's already in there. And because he does split up damage, he doesn't have anything to deal with his biggest weakness, range. I mean, Overwatch 2 kind of fixes that. They give him a bit more health and a bit more shield, and they give him a projectile to shoot at people. So, that's nice. Wrecking Ball. Don't like playing him. I don't
no.
like... No, I don't like playing against him, and I don't like
Can
playing
we just skip him?
Skip. Pass.
Just skip.
Zarya. I don't like playing Zarya. I think it's fucking boring, and I don't like playing with them or against them. As a Reinhardt main, I don't like Zarya. I know, sacrilege that I don't like Zarya as a Reinhardt main, but when every game you play in comp or quick play is accompanied by a Zarya, it's not very fun.
I can see her utility, and I understand her. So,
I don't
in
think
the
she's.
sense,
I don't think
fun?
she's. I don't think she's fun to play against in Overwatch 1 because because her bubbles make it so that if you put a bubble on a Reinhardt and then a bubble on you, and you keep swatching places with a Reinhardt, you essentially have the same issue that Orisa and Rein have, where you can't break both the shields at once. Where Orisa has hers up, Rein puts his out, Orisa puts hers up, Rein has his out. The same thing with Zarya. Zarya has her bubble, Rein has his shield up. Zarya has her bubble, Rein has his shield up. And then she always has high charge, and she's always doing high damage to you, and neither one is dying.
I'm just saying.
They did fix the issue, though, with that in Overwatch 2, where both shields are on a cooldown with each other, and you can only have one out. You can't have both out. So I like that a lot more.
In the sense of fun to play, I would say no. She's not fun to play, not fun to play against, because I do not see her as a fun, passive character. She's more of a competitive, aggressive, I want to win character.
I think that's just for. Honestly, I've said this before, but I think that's just your time spent in the game. You haven't spent a whole lot of time on her or with the game in general.
And that's fair, but, that's
And
just how I
yeah,
see it.
no, that's fair. I'm just in terms of what I see from her is I don't like playing her because your ult takes for fucking ever to build up. So your ult takes forever to build. It takes forever to use. So you might get 2 grabs for an entire match overall if you're on like a payload.
Though that's another aspect of her being strictly utility and pushing and competitive to me, because her ability is to clump them together, attack them, and then just keep moving. Like,
I like that her ability is hold everyone together, which is very useful. It pairs up with a lot of different people. What I don't care for is that her abilities are very utility based in the sense that you can block damage and be very important to your team. What I don't like though is that that is dependent on how well you do. So, put it to you like this. Zarya, in my opinion, is only good if you're playing against a team that knows what they're doing or it is actively trying to kill you. If they're not, you're not going to get enough charge. You're not going to get enough to build up your ult or do damage. And it's going to be very disappointing. Moving on. Ashe. I don't have an issue.
Ashe is certainly fun to play. I would say, as someone who likes marksman in other games such as like TF2, or my bad, I brought up TF2.
And now we're going to
uh,
be formed by the rallies of hate speech.
actually, but not just TF2 or Overwatch, but in the sense of Red Dead Redemption or Call of Duty. Every game that I can have a marksman in, I usually have a marksman. And Ashe being a marksman with fun abilities that allow better movement, but is also not completely useless, allows me for casual gameplay. Something that I don't have to be too worried
One
about
thing,
how I.
one thing I will say, here's what I don't get. So McCree can two-shot a Pharah. Sorry, he can kill her in 3 headshots, right? Okay, you still with me? Takes Ashe
Yeah.
4 headshots. Why? Shouldn't it should be Ashe should be more powerful than McCree. Gun wise, it makes sense because gun rifles are more powerful than pistols in most respects. And
Well,
I don't know, just like it makes 0 sense for me to me that
I couldn't tell you.
moving on to Bastion.
He just overall isn't fun. Like, he is. To me, he's just had this negative aura because I've always seen him as I'm failing at the game and I'm getting mad, so here you go. I'm playing Bastion.
I think that's
I
just because he's been a rage hero for so many years. But if you just start out the match with Bastion, honestly, Bastion's really fun to play. He's awful to play against. He has so much damage that he can shred through any shield or any health bar. He applies so much pressure to one lane that you essentially, if wherever he's looking and you're going through it, you can't ambush him and you can't really get a good like jump on him.
I guess it's just the way I've always seen Bastion has ruined the character for me. I don't like whenever I play him. I don't like. I don't enjoy it. It's just not enjoyable for me. If I get Bastion, I usually
If
get
the
Henge,
sentry gun from TF2 could get legs and move.
which I would hate. That's heavy.
No.
Most of the time it is.
Sentry gun does more damage than heavy.
Well, shut up.
Doomfist.
So much fun. Oh my lord. I don't understand, but the pure dopamine whenever you successfully charge up all the way, punch someone into a wall and get a kill is so satisfying. It is like cocaine. It is so it's so addicting that you just want to keep going.
Now, what about playing against him?
Nobody usually plays him right. They can't learn it. They try to learn him that match, and then they just give up on him because he's just so confusing in the beginning. And you know what? It's hilarious whenever you come up against him. So he's very fun to play against.
No,
And very fun to
no,
cast.
I'm saying if you know a guy who knows how to play him and you're playing against him, is it fun to play against?
If they know how to play him. He's still
I can say as a support player,
no.
it's fucking awful.
If they know what they're doing, then no. Because if they know what they're doing, then you lose. You don't win. You don't get a choice.
I mean,
in it.
that's the kind of case with every character. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna lose in that character, even as Reinhardt or Bastion. If you don't know what you're doing as Bastion, you're generally gonna die. And I've seen some dumb Bastions where like they'll hop down, go in sentry mode, and like a Roadhog will be like, okay, and hook him and kill him.
But that's also a Roadhog. Roadhogs are always that way.
Why are we put here? Just to suffer. Next up is Genji.
I've never had the real reason on playing him. I've never enjoyed it. Like, I've played him a few times.
I don't
I've
enjoy
used his
it, and I
abilities.
don't enjoy playing against him.
Usually whenever you see Genji players, they know what they're doing. And, well, at least for me, they usually know what they're doing. They usually are able to come in, do damage, and then get away. Either that or come in, kill me, and then get away. So I don't really like playing against him. I don't like his abilities or how he plays. So I personally do not enjoy playing as him or against him.
Hanzo.
Hanzo's another sniper or marksman, and in the sense of Ashe, I feel more satisfied
I think
playing Hanzo.
I think it's infuriating to be killed by a Hanzo.
Sometimes, because
half the time it feels like fucking luck.
but giving them credit, if they're not using their E and they get a kill, that's pretty good. Like, the reason I like playing Hanzo is because for me it takes skill. I'm not always using my E. I'm mainly using my shift and then aiming.
Okay, I'll put it to you like this. Hanzo feels like the Luxman.
No,
Yeah.
you cannot compare that.
You
That
wanna
is
know?
so unfair.
You wanna know why it feels like the Luxman?
TF2 is janky, and that their hitboxes suck. That's not fair.
Yes.
No. Overwatch's hitboxes are more stable.
More
Compared-
stable.
Yeah, if you get hit in the chest, if you get hit in the chest, it's not gonna count as a headshot compared to TF2, where the headshot hitbox is all the way down to like halfway down in their chest.
So, my issue is that I've seen how Hanzo players play. They aim for center mass shots, and most of the times when they get a headshot, it's luck of the draw. The stars aligned, you moved into the right area, and they headshotted you. Because either they're getting a few headshots, and it's like the occasional rare thing, or it's only headshots. It's never in between. It's only like 1 or 2 headshots in the game, or they're only getting headshots, and it's so infuriating.
I usually go for headshots, but I can never only get headshots. Like
That's what I mean. Like usually they're getting like a couple body shots, maybe 1 or 2 headshots, but you're either getting a couple headshots or you're getting only headshots. There's like no in between for Hanzo. Next up is Junkrat.
I love it. Junkrat is so much fun to play.
Yeah, I know. Moving on. We agree. Cassidy, meh. I don't have any issues.
I like it.
May.
I don't.
No.
Like it. Either way.
Pass. Farah. No. I don't like playing her. I don't like playing against her. It just boggles my mind that out of a predominantly grounded cast that is on their feet, we had 1 character that was in the air. I'm okay with that. Now we have 2 characters that are in the air, except one moves up one moves up into the sky really fast, and the other one is a fly. It's like one is like an albatross bird saying Roger, Roger, going into the sky, and you can see it from 3 miles away. They're like flying up into the sky with their jetpack, and then one's like bzzz, it's going all around you. Fucking Echo.
Speaking of Echo,
pain in the ass to hit. We're not to her yet. Reaper's next.
I enjoy playing Reaper.
Meh. 7-6.
No.
You don't enjoy playing against him?
I don't like either.
I'd say he's pretty inoffensive.
He just doesn't jump out at me as I want to play this character.
Fair enough. Sombra. I like playing Sombra. I don't like playing against a Sombra.
I hate it. I can never play her correctly. She's meant to be a nuisance, and I love that.
Why don't you just play her like Spy?
You can't.
You can.
Because Spy is actually effective.
You
Spy,
can,
whenever Spy gets in, you can actually get an instant kill and get away most of the time. For Sombra, you hack them, you say, I just shit on you, and then run away. You fart in their face, and then walk away.
You set up kills for your team.
That's not Spy.
Kinda is, though. Spy gets a pick for the team, and he goes on.
He gets a kill. It makes you feel successful whenever you get a kill.
Next up is Symmetra. No.
No.
Torbjorn. Yeah, he's good.
Every now and then, yeah.
Tracer.
No.
I don't like playing against her. She's so fucking annoying.
She's a ground fly.
She's a rat.
No, that's too good.
She's a possum. Very speedy possum.
She's a Sonic possum.
Oh, God.
Sonic the possum.
Sonic the possum.
Has a nice ring to it.
Widowmaker. No.
I like playing her.
No.
Because she's a marksman.
I don't like playing her and I don't like playing against
Super
her.
satisfying whenever you get a
Don't,
headshot.
no, I
Yeah, it
don't,
is.
no,
Maybe you shouldn't
no.
play with a controller then, and you enjoy
Shut up.
games.
I enjoy Ash, Soldier, and McCree. I
Well,
don't.
you just are bad. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Says to the guy that's just, I'm only going to go on Widow and I'll get a few headshots and I'll switch. You never switch. Never get the
I do
headshot either.
switch.
You never get the headshot
Look,
either.
I switch because I don't get the headshots.
You don't get the headshot and then you never switch.
No, I switch after like a round of me
After
not
after
getting
after
headshots.
after we control 2 points of the field, then you switch.
That's that's not
I
true
shot and I
for the most
missed the
part.
whole YouTube video. Please through your
I
head.
shot and then I miss. I missed. I missed both times. I missed again.
Next up is Anna. Meh.
For support, she would be my first pick.
Baptiste. I enjoy playing and I enjoy playing against him. He's not. I mean, he's not that offensive and he's not that hard to kill. Brigitte.
No.
You like playing Brigitte, don't you?
No! You got the wrong guy.
You're really good at Brigitte, though.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Every time.
I don't know where you're pulling this out of your ass.
Every time you played Brigitte, you've been good.
You are pulling this straight out of your ass.
No, I'm not.
Your colon must be the size of the goddamn Mariana Trench because you're pulling all of this bullshit right out.
No.
Yeah,
Next
you
up,
are.
Next up is Lucio.
I like playing him. I really do. He's fun.
Mercy.
No.
I enjoy Mercy. I enjoy playing against a Mercy. Not bullshit. Moira. Meh.
Yeah, I like playing him.
Zenyatta is fun to play. Not very fun to play against.
He is fun if you do not want to heal. If you do not give a shit about your teammates and you wanted to play DPS or tank, but you didn't, and you got stuck with fucking support.
Okay, but like, here's the thing. Discord do a lot though.
That is still damage.
Yeah, but I mean, trans heals is really nice. Also, if you people keep looking like the Zenyatta like he's supposed to be like this amazing healer, but if you sling your orb on a tank, it'll keep the tank up because it's like a defensive heal. Because when like if you put on like a main tank, they're probably not gonna die because you can generally keep them up before any chip damage really chips them down.
I feel like they should have went a different path with Zenyatta's abilities because he's supposed to be a Zen master. His name is Zenyatta. He's supposed.
Well, no, because like
more.
his whole thing is a Zen master is completely passive. He is completely passive.
I meant in the sense of healing.
I mean, his healing is passive, his damage is passive, and his ult is even more passive.
Well, I say like done more, as in done more healing wise. Like
I think
you
no,
don't really do that much.
no, you do. So
Doesn't feel like it.
okay, so again, people look to Zenyatta as if he's supposed to be like a healer like Mercy, where it's like consistent healing because that's the only other one there is. Mercy can stay with a healer and has a beam, but is that way for a reason of that she is supposed to be this basic outline of what a healer is. The basic outline of a active/passive healer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zenyatta is what I would call the most passive that you can possibly be. Lucio and Zenyatta are like the two opposites of what a Mercy would be. I had this discussion with someone else, but Lucio is healing in like an area. He's passive, but he's not completely passive. Zenyatta's completely passive.
You're trying to tell me that you can't flank them?
You know that's a meme.
Yeah, I know it's a meme. It was a good joke, and you didn't find it funny.
No, because it's pain every time you try to do it.
No, it was wonderful.
Give me PTS flashbacks every time you tried doing that. So
I did that once.
yeah, it's always PTSD to that one moment. That's how bad it was. So Zenyatta can provide a shitload of just a massive shitload of support for a team, but not support in the sense of like raw healing output. Support in the sense of you put a Discord on someone, it makes the fight a hell of a lot easier. He is, I'd say he's still a good healer. He does his job. He's not meant to be some amazing healer like Mercy is. If you want to think about it in terms of like the healing roster, Ana and Bap are the best. Ana, Bap, Moira are your best healing outputs as they have the highest healing output in the game. Mercy and Lucio are your two middle picks, where you can pick them in combination with anybody else and it works. Zenyatta and Brigitte are specialty picks. Zenyatta can provide a lot of support for the team in utility, being able to discord somebody and throw an orb on a tank or a DPS to keep the chip damage off them, to keep them up and healed. And Brigitte can keep the whole team alive with the same thing, it's just she's doing damage actively, versus Zenyatta, who's in the back line doing damage passively. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we covered everybody? Yeah, we did.
I believe so.
Next up would be armor. So what's your opinion on armor? That's the yellow in your health bar.
I don't think much of it. I mean, I don't really get anything out of it personally.
So armor
Armor
is damage resistant, so I think it's like a 25 flat damage resist.
Well, I don't really get anything out of it, like I said, because of the characters that I play. Not often will I have...
Do you find it like a fun mechanic or a non-fun mechanic to play against?
I don't really ever notice it, so I don't find it unfun or fun, because I just haven't dealt with it, really.
Health bars. There are any health bars that are a little too big, do you think?
Not off the top of my head. I feel like everyone's health makes sense.
I think Winston needs higher health.
Why do you say that?
He has relatively the same health as Reinhardt, but none of the abilities. Reinhardt has a no CC passive, meaning he can't be CC'd. He can be CC'd, but he has resistance to it, so he's not CC'd as long. He, has a resistance to knockback in general. And Reinhardt has decent sized health bar. He has a shield that he can actively recharge with it, and it's not on a cooldown. And it has a lot of stuff added to it. He can do damage from ranged, and he does a pretty good chunk of damage up close. Winston, he does good damage up close, and he can dive in and technically dive out after 5 seconds. His bubble is kind of meh. It's like right in between Orisa and Rhine Shield, where it's just good enough for the short seconds you have it, but it gets shredded really fast. I just think he needs more health to be able to survive. Because after they knock your armor down, you're dead.
I suppose so.
I can tell you who doesn't need any more health, fucking Reaper.
I don't know what you mean. I feel like Reaper is the most underpowered.
Oh my god. I know you mean that as a joke, but like, he has the highest damage output. He heals off every hit, and he heals extra because if you just hit somebody, you're healing passively, but he has 8 shots of regen, and it's so broken, especially if you get a crit shot, because a crit shot deals critical healing for some reason. It's so...
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, but that also means if you have decent aim with Reaper, you can essentially walk up to like Reinhardt or Monkey and just feed off them infinitely.
Which causes people to play
Not really.
Well, I'm not counting the stupid ones.
If Reaper can infinitely feed off most of the tank roster and not die, even when you're actively trying to kill him, without a hook or a pin, There's an issue. Stuns. Do we think there's any stuns that are unfun to play against?
McCree.
Hmm. You don't like McCree's instant stun?
No. McCree sucks to play against.
I'd say the worst one is Brig Shield, because it stuns you and it pushes you back.
There's also Roadhog.
And Roadhog is acceptable though, because Roadhog only gets a hook if you're out of position. So it's mostly I don't feel cheated by a Roadhog hook, because if I got hooked, I was either in good sight of him or I was out of position.
Yeah.
Or he snuck up behind me and instantly killed me from the ass behind me. I'd say the only person that gets temporary shield is like Sigma and Doomfist. I don't like it on Doomfist. I think that's dumb. So Reaper gets health back every time you get a kill, but every time you hit someone as Doomfist, you get temporary shield. But shield also acts as a damage. It's like a nothing. So if Doomfist, so say Doomfist has like temporary shield and you hit him, you don't get ult charge off that. That's why a Doomfist can wreck a backline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he can get like full temporary shield, and then keep hitting people, and then keep getting the shield back. And even if you're doing damage to him, you're not getting ult charge off it, number one, but also it's not affecting him in any way. Lastly, I'd say temporary armor. The only temporary armor that I can think of is Briggs, which I think can be bullshit at times.
Orisa.
No, temp armor.
Doesn't Orisa get temp armor?
No, her fortified resists damage, but it's not temporary armor. Temp armor is the dark orange.
Yeah, I thought she had something that did that.
No. In Overwatch 2 she does, but not in Overwatch 1.
That's probably what I'm mistaking it for.
In Overwatch 1, Brig can use her ult to give temp armor to people. And when she gives temp armor, what I find that's bullshitting about is if you're with a team that has a lot of flanky DPS, and you flank with a Brig, it takes now, they have like 50% damage resistance to whatever you're going to shoot at them, because of that temporary armor building up. Oh, you did a headshot against a Genji? Whoops, it left him at 5 health. It's pretty annoying.
Agreed.
Beyond that, I think that's it for tonight. Any pre-ramble we want to get out of the way? Any extra discussions you want to have?
Not that comes off the top of my head. I can't really think about anything that we haven't really covered or anything that we could possibly go over.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for tuning in. This has been Overtalks.